Hey folks, Pastor Amy here, and this is going to be a little bit different of a video from my usual polished messages on Wednesdays. I am actually in Ocala, Florida this week, traveling with some fellow clergy and laity from our district to learn about something called Fresh Expressions. Fresh Expressions is just a term to describe a way of doing church that is different from what we're used to. It's been a whirlwind trip, let me tell you. So we've done all kinds of different church throughout this week. We're learning about the ministry of Michael and Jill Beck and their work here in Ocala, Florida. One of our first church experiences was Tattoo Parlor Church. We went there yesterday, and people shared the stories of the tattoos that they had and the deep meaning behind them. And people really connected quickly and deeply because of those shared stories. And a few in our group got some tattoos as well. From there, we went to Higher Power Hour at a women's rehab facility, women who were recovering from drug and alcohol addiction. And for many of them, the rehab facility was their alternative to jail or prison time. And many of them shared their stories about how they got to where they were and what were the things that were helping them. And every single one who had said that they had turned a corner, that they had connected with their higher power, which in like 12-step programs and recovery programs, your higher power is that spiritual connection that helps you lift out of struggles. For many of us, our higher power is God, it's Jesus. So we talked about that, and it was truly, it felt like holy ground to be there and hear the stories of these women and they're so open, and it was great. Then for dinner, we went to Burrito Church. We ate it together in a restaurant. Most of us ordered burritos. I think they call it Burritos in Bible, and we shared a message with the people who go to Burrito Church, and we shared communion with a tortilla and high C, dipping tortilla in a cup of high C there, and it was just truly sacramental in the sharing and authenticity. That was yesterday. And then today, some of us hadn't quite gotten enough tattoo church. We kind of ran out of time, so some of us went back and got a little more tattoo church. And I'll show you the results of that on Sunday, if you ask nicely, and tell you my story. But from there, we went to visit Compassion United Methodist Church. They have clothing and feeding ministries, and a laywoman named Lana shared about her work in their clothing distribution and their philosophy of freely giving. She got into it because she wanted to deepen her faith. She wanted to learn how to pray herself. And so she volunteered and just started offering to pray with people who came to the clothing ministry. You know, she didn't force it on anybody, but you'd be surprised how many people will say yes when you say, "Can I pray for you?" And that's what she did. I'm just so inspired by her. Let's see, what else did we do today? It's been a day. We also had dinner church at Compassion UMC, and this is another program that is led by lay people, and heard some powerful testimony and sharing from people. A lot of people come to this who are also recovering from drug and alcohol addiction. So again, some powerful stories. I want to share with you, though, a message that Michael Beck gave. He's one of the pastors that oversees these churches. And he shared a message that I'm just going to share with you because I think it really connects with what we've been talking about for the past 4 weeks. He went back to the beginning, creation, talked about the days of creation, and God made this and called it good. God made light and called it good. God made day and night and called it good. God separated the land and the water and the skies and called it good. God created the animals and the plant life and the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and all the creepy crawlies, and called it all good. And then on the sixth day, God created you and me and all the other people and called us very good. And here's the interesting thing that I had never caught before. He asked, what's the first thing that God called not good? The first thing that God said was not good. He said it is not good for humans to be alone. That's the story of Adam and Eve, created the human and then created a partner for him. And the whole point is that we are created for connection. And he talked a bit, especially about how addiction in particular is a disease of loneliness. Addiction is a disease of loneliness, and recovery requires connection. And we've been talking these past 4 weeks about connection and how important it is to connect with God, to connect with each other, and to connect across barriers. Everything we've talked about this past month, I've experienced on this trip. And I can't wait to share more stories with you. The ways that I've been able to connect with the clergy and lay from our district who are on this trip, and connect with new people from so many different backgrounds. And I've really found connection with God through these experiences and seeing how God is at work in powerful ways, transforming lives. And I can see how, as a church, as Southgate, we are a part of that too, and how we can even do more. I had one connection with my fellow travelers, and that was how to pronounce this word. This is a book of the Bible, one of the minor prophets. We discussed, is it Habakkuk, Habakkuk, Habakkuk? There was a lot of debate over how to pronounce it, and then I think at the end we all agreed, say it with confidence and nobody will know any better. We do our best, right? But this is the prophet Habakkuk. I'll go with Habakkuk. And he had powerful words for people who were struggling. And friends, if I've learned anything from this trip, everyone is struggling with something. So, and sometimes we cry out to God and say, are you even paying attention, God? And that's the first part of Habakkuk. I'm going to keep saying it different ways. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting it, how I'll pronounce it from one moment to the next. But however you pronounce the name, the message is what's important. And it's a common experience that Habakkuk names, and that is those times we don't always perceive where God is at work. And we cry out to God saying, how long is this going to go on? But the second part of Habakkuk responds to that. So this coming Sunday, we're going to talk about the crying out and talking to God. Where is God? So I think it'll be a great time of connection, hopefully, as we continue to grow together in our faith. So thank you for tolerating my ramblings. It's been a long day. We got another long one tomorrow, and then we fly home on Thursday. So I welcome your prayers for safe travels and all of that, and I'll be praying for you all as well. Take care, and I'll see you Sunday.